Okay, so the next comment that we've got on here, it says, does the evidence suggest that younger athletes want more fun, multi-events, and older athletes want more specialised elite level competition? So I think that's definitely what we're saying as from what the research has said. The younger athletes want fun multi-events, and then as they get older, so at a later age, they want more specialised events for them. I think Jackie definitely touched upon that within her research, and I don't know if you want to expand upon that, Jackie.
Yeah, absolutely. It did come across, and not just from the athletes, but from the coaches as well. And I guess one of the key things is we're up against other sports here that do perhaps offer those younger athletes a very social experience. And once you put them into a multi-event situation where they're kind of going around the arena, if you like, having a go in groups of doing a jump, a run, a throw, you start to then build that more social aspect to it. We actually had one here last Thursday night, and you see that they moved around together as a group, and you see them just having fun and enjoying themselves. So yeah, that's definitely where we're coming from, and where we'd like to explore it further and get more of those kind of events up and running for those younger athletes. And yes, I think our youth academy and above, so event group and above, they are looking for shorter formats, fast, exciting competitions that the event groups, the event specific nights and evenings would lend themselves to. Well, we have had a pole vault fest this summer during lockdown. It was very small, but it was very, very worthwhile for the guys and the girls that attended it. So it's something that we're talking to our clubs about and looking at how we can do more of that kind of thing.
That's great, thanks, Jackie, and I hope that's answered the question that was on the link. Down here we've got, did anyone revisit the work done by Jack Buckner? It's something that we could definitely look at, but in terms of this presentation specifically, it's just about what the athlete wants, just to give people an idea and a flavour of the athlete, what the athlete's after, and also giving the athlete a voice, because ultimately I think it's the athletes that we should be looking to represent there. Further down here, did anyone ever consider a virtual league connected to Power of 10 performances? I think certainly within the time frame that we've had this year, and with all the challenges that COVID has sort of thrown at us, everyone's looking towards virtual, and how can we change competition into virtual leagues? Is it possible? So I think that is something that people are definitely looking into. And I mean, ultimately, with the virtual league, it would really help, I guess, with travel as well, because we could have more local meetings.
Yeah, it's just as you said, this year in particular, there's been more virtual events than anything else. But something that we have tried to do the last couple of years, because we are conscious of the demographics of Scotland, and we've got so many highlands and islands and rural parts, and we're conscious that kids out in the islands can't travel onto the mainland to competition all of the time. So what we've tried to do is have virtual leagues. So we've said to the clubs, especially those out in the islands, have competition, let us know what your competitions are, and you'll get points, and you'll get so many points when your clubs come to championship events, and you get points if you're at some of our open series of events. But if you're also running championship events on your home track, then again you'll be able to get points, and these have all been added up, both for the clubs, whether they're large, medium-sized or small, and also there's points being allocated specifically for jumps, throws, etc. And what we've done is we've awarded certificates out to the individual athletes and to the clubs, and they've been able to put little markers on their website to say that they've been the Scottish virtual team of the year in their particular whether it's a large club or a medium club, etc. So that has gone down very, very well, especially for those out, as I say, in the islands and the rural parts of the country.
That's great. Thanks, Leslie, for that overview there. There's a few comments going on down in the chat, which are not necessarily, I don't think, questions, but some are more statements. So feel free to read those as you're heading down. And we can say, there's a comment there, listen to the athletes, but also think of the practical difficulties. And yeah, absolutely. Some of these competitions are innovative, and we'd have to think completely differently from start to finish about these competitions to ensure that they did pay their way. But I think ultimately, if the athletes are saying that this is what they want, or they're expressing what they feel they want for their development and what they will attend and what they will enjoy doing, then I do think we probably need to listen to them and just explore opportunities to see whether or not things like this are possible for the athletes. So we've got here.
I was just going to say, I think you're right. I think this gives us an absolutely huge opportunity to look ahead and what can we do to help make the sport better for the athletes, and to give them the competition opportunities that they want and are asking for. I think it's a great opportunity because we've had that gap. We've really not been able to do what our normal structure is. So can we make any changes for 2021? Not sure that we'll get a proper season in 2021, but moving into 2022. Certainly a question worth asking.
Absolutely. Thanks, Leslie. Has any of the other home countries got anything to mention? I can see here that Paul said that the open meetings this summer have paid their way. So there's different opinions on the chat ultimately.
No, and you just hope that the more of those under 15s we can retain in the sport, the healthier every kind of competition anyone wants to put on is going to be better. But I think without a bit of a rejig, yeah, you can see the numbers. The figures you guys have put up are 6-7 years old, the continued decline in that under 17, under 20 age group. So I think without doing something to try and invigorate that age group, we're not going to make the sport healthier and more financially stable going forward.
So here we go. It says at some point it'd be interesting to have a breakdown of the athletes who've given their views, age group, discipline, etc. And Leslie gave some indication of under 17s, but then started talking about the senior. So for the England Athletics, more information on the link that's on the slides that'll be sent out. There's the whole host of the research that we conducted on there, so you can look through all of that in depth. It was only top level information that was given.